Hey, can I ask you about the development thing with the Heat? Because other teams talk about you guys.
Yeah.
And they admire what they've done with you. Kendrick Nunn comes in name.
Kanon's balling, by the way.
Balling
I don't know
right
if
now.
you've seen what he's doing in EuroLeague. He's still
Strus.
Chicago's finest.
Yeah, he was.
What do they do with you guys down there? Because it seems that they have a really good track record on the guys on the fringes. When I would say you're one of them.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry.
No, certainly a guy in the fringe.
Guy.
Absolutely, definitely.
That was
hurtful.
No, is it Pat
hurtful.
Riley stealing people's cookies? Is that what it is?
No, I think the Heat, what they really excel at is they don't let people slip through the cracks, and they maximize every single day, no matter if you're in the rotation, out of the rotation. And I think a lot of times when you get this long season, 82 games, you get to January, February, and a lot of these guys that are, 10th, 11th, 12th guys or deeper in a rotation or a roster, they just sort of, it becomes like, are we really going to do this again today, over and over? And I don't want to like disparage any other place because I haven't been any other place, but all I can
big off season.
Yeah, all I can speak on is what the Heat do. And my first year is an amazing example. I mean, I played 15 games in the NBA, most of which were throwaway, blowouts one way or another. But every single day it was like, all right, how are we going to prepare Duncan for an opportunity, whether it comes this year, next year? We're talking about, in the weight room, on the court, and then also like helping me as a young player. I was 24 at the time, so really not that young. But conceptualize how I was going to be an impactful NBA player and what that actually looks like, because that's as big a part of it as anything. A lot of guys come in and they think that, all right, I'm going to get to rock out or do this or what I did in college at this level. And the reality is it just obviously doesn't work that way. So having an organization that helps you kind of lean into that self-awareness of this is how I'm going to be a good NBA player, I think is pivotal. I think it's really important.
Good answer.
I don't know if that speaks to.
No, it's a good answer.
I want drills because I want to work on some stuff.
Yeah. I want the diet.
We can talk catch and shoot at speed, working on some different stuff, some footwork stuff. We can get in the gym this summer.
I just need a Heat assistant to leave the organization. I can hire him just to put me on a scale every day. Just like, buddy.
Is it really that militaristic?
No, I think some of it's like.
When was the last time you were on a scale?
Well, that was 2 days ago.
I could ask a direct question.
Good stuff.
The weight and body fat they're on top of. I mean, that's an every 2 weeks sort of thing. Making sure you're checking that box. It's just a standard, like they just have standards that they want to live by, and they're gonna make sure that you fall somewhere close to it. It's not what you're saying. It's not.
I don't know. I'm not saying really anything.
Just curious.
Yeah, because I mean, look, I made fun of Heat culture for a long time because it just be like if you were losing, be like, how come they're not using their Heat culture? Then you make that run to the finals, and I'm like, I no longer can ever make this joke because Gabe Vincent goes crazy, Caleb Martin turns into fucking Scottie Pippen, and then whatever, you run out of the juice against Denver, which was it was going to be a tough matchup for you. But I mean, after that, it's like, look, I think that there's so much. Miami's not for everybody. Like if you're neutral, there's no neutral with the Heat. You either love the whole deal or you hate it. But I think there has to be like some baseline level of respect for what it is that you guys do year in and year out of just exceeding expectations. And again, other people that are talent evaluators for their careers that work in this league without any prompting will compliment. But then you always wonder, like, is it this thing from the top down from Pat Riley where like Heat players have to take themselves and the job more seriously than 29 other franchises? Because that's how it's described sometimes.
Yeah, I think a lot of it stems from Coach Riley. I will say, and obviously I love the organization and I've benefited from it a lot. We've had some great runs and some great times. I will say when they started to sort of shift it into like a marketing thing, I think it lost a little bit.
It's like the rally monkey.
Well, just like it was
exactly like that.
At least for me as somebody, it was like when I got there, I didn't necessarily know about Heat culture, hear about it in that way. And it was this kind of like cool thing of like, all right, yeah. And then you get in there and in between the walls, and you see like it manifest in the day to day, and you're like, all right, like, and you buy into this, and then, and I'm not like coming at missteps of the organization, but then when it, we had like the culture jerseys and on the court, and I understand. I think it just like ripened us up for people.
I got a Jovic
like
I was gonna say, I just love the visual of like, a larger man in the stands wearing with no undershirt, Heat culture.
The whiteout night one.
Drunk as fuck.
I just think it's
I'm
very
a
easy
Heat
for
culture.
people like you guys to just take shots at it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was a bad marketing move.
That
I'm
made
just
it
saying
easier, but I've been on the record. I'm like, after
It's real.
23, I can't make the joke
The
anymore.
consistency is real.
Who
That's
are the
thing.
other teams in other sports that you would accuse of?
Well, I do think I'm working theory. I like if the Yankees don't go deep this year, like the mustache thing ruined them. Like you can't let them just start growing mustaches.
I see. Again, I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
It was the dumbest rule, and people would be like, try to act profound about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, right.
Because
It's
of
your
all the
Yankee.
facial hair options, they're like, we're staying with this 1980s fireman
Yeah.
fucking thing. And you're just like, this is the only thing that you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was great.
It is also just a way to stand out. It's just a very specific.
Well, it's just, I mean, it was kind of, I mean, not that George Steinbrenner is Pat Riley, but like the idea that George Steinbrenner had the arrogance to be like, there's 29 ball clubs, and there's the Yankees. Like that's, that does affect probably how guys approach it. So yeah, I think they made a big mistake letting them grow beards.
Saying on the Yankees though, and you make this joke all the time, and it used to, like when I was captain Massachusetts for a while, like I hated it so much, and it was like this guy earned his pinstripes this October.
Yeah, the pinstripes
Right.
is so funny.
And you're
I
just
take them
like,
away.
this guy just hit 50 dingers for you during the regular season, but he had a 2-out knock to right field, and it's like,
Take a pinstripe off.
like that guy earned his pinstripes. Like, what are you talking about? He's one of the 4 best players in fucking baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it sounds like I'm talking about A-Rod, who got like put 8th in the batting order in the playoffs. So like his pinstripes, he was almost wearing like an all-white Heat jersey
Yeah.
in the playoffs at one point with his pinstripe loss at some point. But that is one of those things where it may mean a ton in the building, but you're right.
Yeah.
No one else is going to say, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pinstripes thing is so funny too, because like living in New York and having a bunch of coworkers who are Yankees fans, like they know it's ridiculous, but if you ask them, you can get them into like a real argument about it, being like, Aaron Judge, pinstripes, and they're like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hasn't shown up. Like it's like you just get them into
Say what
it.
you want about Brocious,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
earned his stripes.
Yeah, Paul O'Neill, that guy had pinstripes for days. All right, I gotta go. Because I got mini golf tomorrow. Thank you guys.
Huge day at the office.
I'll just leave with this one. Can I leave with one question?
Oh,
this is
a
gonna be
parting
beautiful.
question.
Here we go.
What really did happen with Jimmy Butler?
See you, Dan.
you don't want to stick around for the answer?